Hey guys, welcome to what I think is one of your most interesting modules, Technology in Sport. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be looking at the various ways that technological advancements have affected sport, both in positive and negative ways. During today's lesson, just follow this video. Whenever you see an orange box that will have a task in it, just pause the video, go over to Teams and complete the task in your worksheet, and then come back to the video. Hopefully it'll be nice and easy to follow, but I'll be on Teams taking any questions that you might have. Best of luck, and I hope you enjoy it. There are 4 key learning objectives throughout this module. Number 3 in orange is what we're looking at today, but we'll also be looking at the effect of technology on elite performers, the effect of technology on increasing participation within the general public, the effects of technology on the entertainment value of sport, and the number 3 that we'll be looking at today is how fairer outcomes have been made possible or not made possible due to advancements in technology. The world of sport is constantly changing, and this is largely due to the fact that technology is constantly evolving. There are 2 tasks for you to do now. Firstly, I want you to think of what technological changes you're aware of in sport. List as many as you can. And for the second task, there are 2 parts to this. Firstly, has your participation been enhanced by the use of technology? And B, has your performance been enhanced by the use of any sort of technology in your chosen sport? So pause the video now and go and answer these 2 questions. Technology has always been a really controversial aspect of sport, and it's often the source of lots of debates. Some people think it makes sport fairer, whereas some people think that it's taken away a lot of the drama and controversy that makes sport attractive. We're going to focus on third referees now. This is called different things in different sports. In rugby, it's the TMO, third match official. In tennis, it's the Hawkeye view. In football, it is VAR, video assisted refereeing. I want you to think for a moment about how video replays are used by referees and what the implications are specifically for football. We're going to have a little look now back to 1966, when technology wasn't quite what it is today, and VAR certainly didn't exist in the same sort of format as it does now. See what effect you think it has on the fairness of this game.
Here's Ball running himself daft. Yes. No, the linesman says no. The linesman says no. It's a goal. It's a goal. All the Germans go mad at the referee.
A really recent example that I think we've actually discussed in class at some point was the Women's Football World Cup in 2019 in France. This really revealed the highs and lows of VAR, and it was kind of the story of the tournament. There were so many controversial decisions that came about due to VAR.
Why is the use of VAR at the 2019 Women's World Cup so significant? The answer in today's World Cup Daily. France returns to play on Sunday, looking to build on its undefeated group stage performance. Last week, video assistant referees helped Les Bleus to a group-topping win over Nigeria. And in France's second win of the tournament, VAR helped the French team prevail over Norway. History was made during the 2019 Women's World Cup in France. VAR is being utilized for the first time ever during a FIFA women's event. The decision is generally a win for the women's soccer community, who have raised gender equality issues in the international game. Last summer at the Men's World Cup in Russia, VAR was fully implemented for the first time at a major FIFA tournament. But despite its success, the organization waited until this past March to announce it would be used in the women's tournament, a sign in the eyes of some that FIFA views women as second-class citizens. But controversy has surrounded the technology. Throughout this year's World Cup, a number of people have complained about the length of the review time and questioned why certain plays or rules have been reviewed by the video assistant referee.
Honestly, at this moment, it's better I say nothing, because otherwise I will probably say something that will send me off for this tournament.
Despite occasional frustration, many pundits still believe its addition to the women's game is a step in the right direction.
As you can see in this picture, the FIFA Women's World Cup analysis revealed that almost 90% of VAR reviews led to the refs reversing their decisions. Pause this video for a moment and go and answer the question above. So what are the potential advantages and disadvantages of the increased reliance on video-assisted referees? These advancements that we've been talking about have meant that games and competitions have been fairer and often have resulted in the correct decisions and outcomes. This has eliminated some controversy from sport and the potential for bias. Examples of improvements include better timing devices, for example in athletics, video replays and referrals to improve the detection of foul play, for example in rugby, improved communication between linesmen and referees, Hawkeye goal line technology clearing up whether things are out or in tennis, preventing a lot of arguments. And this isn't something that we'll talk about in great length today, but improved doping detection, so improved detection of drugs. Take a moment to go and write these advantages on your table for number 5. This topic has great potential to be a discussion question in an exam and is also a great chance to show off your AO3 skills. So whilst those positives, some of them are undeniable, the negatives or disadvantages are that officials can feel an increasing pressure to use the technology more than trust in their own judgment, which, as you saw in the World Cup, can make things a little bit long-winded. The officials can often then feel anxiety because the media highlight whenever they make mistakes. Number 2, officials using technology can still be wrong and it can't be used for everything. Number 3, there's a bit of loss of respect for officials' decisions, as players often know that these decisions aren't final. Pause the video now and go and write these disadvantages on your table on Teams. Just one final thing to think about on this. Another area that could be counted as a disadvantage is in terms of access. If you think of lower football leagues with less money, and in fact in other sports too, they won't be able to afford this goal line technology, so it could increase the gap between less wealthy and more wealthy clubs and leagues and divisions. So I've been talking for quite a while, and I know all you really want to do is run off and do an exam question. So here you go, you're welcome. Number 7, goal line technology was introduced in football to assist referees in making decisions as to whether the ball had crossed the line and a goal had been scored. The results of a poll taken of 100 spectators' views immediately following a football match were that 20% stated that they were against the introduction of goal line technology, 80% were in favour. Why might some spectators be against the use of goal line technology, and why might some be in favour of it? This is a 4-marker. If you can allocate about 10 minutes to it, which is a bit more than we'd give you in an exam, go off and have a go now. And your mark scheme. I'm just going to leave this on here, but if you want me to send it to you in a different format, then I can do, just ask me. But as you'll see, you need to give yourself 2 marks for reasons for and 2 marks for reasons against. I've given you a list of reasons here. If you've got any others that aren't on there, just run them by me on the Teams chat and I'll tell you whether or not they would get a mark. But if they were on the slides earlier, then yes, they will get a mark. Can you write the mark that you've given yourself straight under the answer on your sheet? And just to finish, your homework, I think you'll enjoy this TED Talk a lot. It's really interesting. David Epstein did a TED Talk about technology and its influences on sport. There's a link to this at the bottom of your worksheet, and this is going to form the discussions that we have at the beginning of next week's lesson. So please make notes on it. So it's fresh in your mind for when we discuss it. Thanks a lot for your attention and for making it to the end, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Let me know how you got on.